explains what happened today. I just don't want to say it over the air until our management has decided that this portion is reportable.
Who handed that to the media? Do you know?
There is a media personnel there's a media tent out there, and yes, so if what's being said in that is correct, then it is information that people want to know. Again, at this point, there are a lot of moving parts and a lot of things happening very quickly, and it's all happening in Nashville. Correct? Yeah, wow is correct. It's all happening in Nashville. So as we're getting it happening in Nashville, we're then getting it trickled down here to Memphis.
Well, with these executions, you have the protocols with the different drugs that are injected into the inmate, and there are ways to do it, and obviously they couldn't pull this one off.
Yes. I'm sorry. This is what we do in live TV.
This is happening now.
This is happening in real life, in real time.
Yeah.
If this document that we're reading is correct, then it would definitely change the course of what's happening today. And as soon as we get confirmation that we can report that information, then we will pass it along.
Well, it will change a lot of things,
yes.
Not just with this execution. This will change a lot of things because this, frankly, is if you want to execute people as a state, this could be considered a disaster.
Yeah, and then to play the other side of this gives his attorneys a lot to work with at this point.
Yes, and I'm not quite sure how you argue this, even though, as I've said, they have botched executions before. There's some horrible stories about it, and then they just continue on until they achieve it, which is that at least is frowned upon now. But this is.
Yes. So the things we can report that we do know for sure because we've got the court filings of them is that when the initial execution was taking place this morning, which was probably roughly 11:30-ish, somewhere in that range, when it was
delayed from the 11 because of...
Yeah, delayed from the initial because of the Supreme Court ruling that the physician was having trouble getting a sustainable vein in Tony Carruthers. They were having trouble connecting the vein to the vein for the lethal injection medicine. When they were struggling with doing that, at some point they stopped because it was not working. It was not an effective process without getting too gruesome and telling too many details. That then triggered his attorneys to file an emergency stay based on the fact that they could not connect to his vein. That stay was denied. We got that confirmation that emergency stay was denied. And then we have heard reports that the execution had been halted, but we need to confirm whether or not that actually happened from Governor Bill Lee.
Well, I mean, you can kind of imagine the macabre situation that happened. Again, I don't think Tony Carruthers was in the room actually where the execution is going to happen yet. No, actually, I think he may have been, but
the curtains were probably closed at that point.
The curtains were closed because the IVs has come through a little square box. So you've got the warden in there, and they're trying to do this, and the warden standing there like, what's going on? Why can't this happen? What do we do? I mean, it's really very, very dark.
Yeah, and at that point, it's going to become. And that was going to be one of my questions I wonder if the curtains were still closed during this process while they were trying to get him hooked up and connected.
From the 3 executions that I've witnessed, the inmate is ready to go. They're lying there on the...
already connected.
Yeah, already connected. You can see the little square box that the lines come out of. And they get a chance to say something if they want to. And then the execution happens. So, no, I don't think the media witnessed that if it goes the way the executions I've seen went.
Yeah. Michaela, will you let me know if we have Ezekiel Telemaco available again? And if so, I would like to go back out to him and just get his reaction on some of the stuff he's been, I know he's been digging through the court filings and, trying to stay on top of some of that. So as soon as he's available, let us know, and we will take a quick live shot from him to get the very latest information from him as well, while Janice and I continue to discuss what has happened today, which is obviously which has been a botched execution, for lack of a better way to put it.
A botched attempted execution. There's no doubt about it. You can say that without any hesitation.
And so we all have the same question now, which is, what does the state do next? And you're saying, in your experience, they just continue to try to execute this person. Are we talking about
Doesn't
the same
sound
day?
like that's a good.
That's
well,
the question.
I mean, if you think about it, what do they get another doctor?
Yeah,
I mean, this doctor couldn't pull it off. Could have been a nurse. We don't know who's doing that. Could have been some. Who knows? They don't let you know who the executioner is, so we don't know. There are going to be so many questions asked about this that it puts the state in a very, very bad position. I don't know if they will revisit the death penalty or not, but this is not a good look at all for the state of Tennessee.
Correct. And so let's join our ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco, who has been covering this all morning and has been, Ezekiel, I know you have been feverishly looking for these court documents and these filings as they've happened. Let's check back in with you with the very latest of what you've been able to uncover and what you've seen as you've been trying to track down some of these documents.
Absolutely. I mean, this has been a crazy day, and that would be an understatement in regard to what has taken place within the court system and obviously within Nashville. Again, this was supposed to be scheduled for the specific execution at 10 a.m., and we're still here reporting that, again, it has not happened as of yet. That's all that we can report on as of right now. We know that there was an emergency stay order to prevent this from taking place. It was denied, and then obviously there are some rumors circulating around that we can't report on, but we know that, again, he has not been executed at the moment. And what we do know is that the state attempted, obviously, to inject him with multiple IVs, and again, they clearly were unsuccessful because we still haven't gotten word or confirmation if he has been executed. Again, this was at 10 o'clock. We're almost approaching 1 p.m. right now, reporting here from Memphis. But again, we have been reaching out to the TDOC in regard to what has actually taken place here, and we're still waiting for our team to hear back from that. But again, if we want to just take a quick debrief as to what actually happened here, again, there's a lot of questions that a lot of you have at home, and I have a lot of questions for my own self because, again, this just seems like I don't want to make any assumptions as to what took place here, but again, there's something that was scheduled for 10 a.m. and there was some attempts in terms of IV injections for lethal injection more specifically, and again, he's still here. He has not been executed despite those attempts, so I guess I could say that, it failed. If you went and you went out of your way to multiply, injected somebody with an IV and you weren't able to find a specific spot to inject them, and it's almost noon, it's almost 1 o'clock more specifically. Again, it sounds like, again, it's failed. We're still waiting for communication from the Tennessee Department of Correction to confirm, again, if this is even halted or what specifically happened here. But for me as a reporter, just looking at all these documents and being from the outside looking in, it's just a crazy scenario here in Memphis. It's a crazier scenario over there in Nashville, but we're going to continue to report more on this. And again, when we get more information, we'll make sure to bring it to you first. Reporting live in Memphis, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco, ABC 24 News.